to start crocheting your very first project? In this video, I'll walk you through the steps that every crocheter needs to know: creating a slip knot, building a foundation chain, and crocheting your very first stitch, the single crochet stitch. Let's create your very first piece of crochet art together. But first, allow me to introduce myself. Hi there, my name's Colleen, aka Pixel Bear. I've been crocheting for over 20 years, and I started this channel to share my love of crochet with crafters of all skill levels. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button to see more videos and tutorials all about crochet. For this tutorial, we'll be using a small amount of medium number 4 worsted yarn in a light color, as it's easier to see your stitches, and a 5 or 5.5 millimeter hook. That's size H or size I. I'm currently using my 5.5 millimeter hook. To get started with crochet, we're going to need to start with a loop to base the rest of your chain foundation off of. This loop is called a slip knot, and it's the basis of a lot of different projects. It's pretty easy to make, but it can be challenging for new folks. What you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn and you're going to lay it in your hand so that the tail is down near you. Lay it across all 4 fingers, grip it, and then you're going to pull and make a loop around your finger, leaving an X on your finger. So once you have this X on your finger, you want to make sure you check your tail. You should have about 5 to 6 inches of yarn. So now that you have your X on your finger, this is going to be known as your tail, and I'm going to call this side that's still connected to the yarn cake or your skein or whatever you're using, I'm going to call that your working yarn, just so that it's easier to kind of go through this process. So with the X on your finger, the working yarn is over your tail. If you're doing it so that your working yarn is under the tail, that's okay. This will still work. Just make sure you give yourself enough tail. But in my X here, my working yarn is over my tail. You're going to insert your hook underneath the top loop of the X on the left side of your finger. You're going to grab the working yarn on your hook, so that's the one that's over the tail, and you're going to pull up. And you should make a little A on your finger. See a little A? So once you have that, you're going to work the yarn off of your finger, whether you can pull it with the hook. I always have to use my hand, but now my hands are free. You grab both the working yarn and the tail, and you pull up on your hook. Now, that is far too big of a loop, a slip knot, to get started. So to shorten that, you're just going to take your 2 ends, the tail and the working yarn, and you're just going to pull tight. Not too tight though. You want it to easily slide up and down your hook. And that is how you make a slip knot. Now that we have a slip knot on our hook, and it can freely move up and down on the hook, it's time to learn your foundation chain. Now, a foundation chain is used on a lot of different projects, but a chain itself is used on every project. I don't think I've found a single project where I don't use a chain somewhere. To chain, you're going to yarn over so that you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to grab the first with the hook itself and pull through. It should make a little V. See that V there? So let's do it again. Yarn over, grab the top yarn with your hook, and pull through. If you need to redo that, pause here, take a look at that again, rewind a couple of seconds. We're going to do 11 across, so that's 1, 2, 3. That one was a little bit tight, that's okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now I have 11 chains. So let's just double check. We're going to count. So I count the V's. You're going to count where the two pieces of yarn meet to form that V. And I'm going to move it a little bit closer, and you can kind of see the V there. The yarn connects. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 here. Depending on the stitch that you're doing, you're going to leave an extra chain or 2 because that's what's going to form the side. So when we start crocheting this way on the chain, that first one is going to act like the side of the row. So if you're doing a single crochet, which we're doing, you only need to do 1 chain. So that's what we're going to do. So that's why we have 1 extra. So the first chain is the one you're going to skip. So you can see there's a V right there. It's a little bit tighter just because my ends usually are a little tighter. But there's this V here, so I'm going to skip that V and go to the next V. So I'm going to move a little bit closer to the camera. Hopefully it stays focused. But I'm going to use this V here. So to start your first single crochet, you're going to stick your needle into the V shape. You're going to grab the yarn on the back. We're going to yarn over, it's called. So grab the yarn on the other side. So now I have 2 loops. And to complete the stitch, I'm going to yarn over again and pull through 2. Don't worry, we're going to do this a few times. So again, for the single crochet, I'm going to find the little V. I'm going to put my hook right in between them where they make the base of the V. I'm going to yarn over on the back side. I'm going to grab the yarn with my hook and pull through. And then I'm going to yarn over again and pull through both loops. One more time, nice and slow. Here's your V again. I'm going to put my hook into the connecting where it makes the point of the V. You're going to yarn over behind and grab the yarn so that I have 2 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do this again. I'm going to go a little bit faster. If you need to go back, by all means, go for it. You're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we're going to do 5 more, and then we're going to do the last one together. Okay, so don't go to the very end. But again, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yours may not look this tight or this consistent, and if you look close, mine's not perfectly consistent either, but that's okay. We're learning, and we're trying new things. Do another one, and another one. All right, we are at our last V. Now it's a little stretched, but you can still see the V there. So here's my slip knot, right there. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. All right, don't do this. I'm going to remove my needle just so I can show you a little bit better, so I'm not trying to struggle with the needle too. But here is our first row of crochet. And there we have it. I'm going to show you how to count quick, and then we're going to move on to row 2. So to count, you're going to count the V's again. So you know how we counted the V's for the chain? We're going to count the V's again. So that's 1. You can see the V's here, except they're going the other way now. You're going to count those V's backwards. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the end. Still see the V there. I'm just going to shove my hook in there so I can kind of show you. But there's still a V there. So now I'm going to put my hook back in. Hopefully you didn't take your hook out. But if you did, put it back in, tighten it, not too tight. You're going to chain one at the end. Same thing as we did for the foundation. We wrap the yarn and we just pull through once. And then we're going to turn. That acts as a twisting point too. If you didn't have that, it would be pretty tight on the sides. And sometimes a pattern may call for that. But for this, we're going to chain one and turn. We're going to work our next row of single crochet. This time, instead of going into the V, see the V's are along the top now. You can kind of see, move that around. The V's are on the top now. You're not going to go into the V. You're actually going to go on the side. Here, you're going to go into these holes between the stitches. That's where your hook is going to go into. And what that's going to do is it's going to grab both of these loops and make a nice flat side. So, to go in, you're not going to try to push into this little tiny hole here. You're going to go right into this easy to access stitch. But you're going to do a single crochet. You insert your hook, you yarn over and grab your yarn over, pull through two. And again, going into this space here, insert your hook, grab your yarn over, pull through two. One more time, into this hole, insert your hook, grab the yarn on the other side, so you have two loops, yarn over, and pull through two. Go all the way to the end of the row and then stop again for me. If you need to go back and see that again, pause here, rewind a few seconds. If you're faster than me, that's okay. You can either watch my hands work or fast forward to the end. We're going to stop right here. And this is the last stitch of the first row that we did. So we're on our second row. I'm going to just pull my hook out and pull this up so you can see. We still need to do one more stitch. That's going to get us a nice flat side as we continue to crochet up, or crochet out, I should say. So, to finish this, again, we have that little hole with the V still along the top. We insert our hook, grab our yarn over, pull through two. Ta-da! There we have it. 2 rows. We're going to do 2 more just to get this stitch down, and then we're going to wrap up this video. So again, at the end of the row, we're going to chain and turn. 9 and 10. All right, there we have it. So how's the project coming? For homework, go ahead and continue to crochet for 10 more rows. You'll start to see it turn into a square or a rectangle. And hey, if you want to continue past 10 rows, go for it. It's all great practice. Feel free to share photos of your projects on Instagram and tag me at pixelbearcrochet, or join our Discord and you can post your photos there. I can't wait to see your progress. Congratulations on crocheting your first piece. In the next video, I'll show you 4 more basic stitches that every crocheter needs to know. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and hit subscribe to catch the next video. And until next time, happy crocheting!